everyone, and welcome into our game preview this week. My name is Matt McMullen, and I'm joined by the great Mike Tirico. He'll, of course, be on the call for this weekend's game. The game will be on Peacock and locally here in Kansas City on KSHB 41. And Mike, what a matchup here, a rematch of Week 9. When you're looking at this game, what initially comes to mind?
Well, you go back and watch the game in Germany, and what a close game it was. What an odd game, right? First half, Chiefs dominant. Second half, the Dolphins gave themselves so many chances, especially in that fourth quarter. So there's all of that. But then you look at Tyreek coming back. Like, you have to boil it back down to really one of the best receivers we've seen in the last 8 years, a great stretch in the NFL, a trade that has worked out for both teams. And here he comes back to Arrowhead for the first time, and it's in a playoff game. And it matters, right? And we have that with Matthew Stafford in Detroit on Sunday, going back with the Rams. So the playoffs don't need other subplots, but we've been handed two gems, and it's going to be really neat to see, and then throw on top of that how cold it's going to be. All the ingredients you could ask for. It's why the playoffs are the playoffs. It's why it's the best time of the year.
Absolutely. And Tyreek is part of an offense in Miami that was the number 2 scoring offense in the NFL this year. The Chiefs defense, meanwhile, was the number 2 scoring defense in the NFL. It's truly a best-on-best kind of matchup. The Chiefs held Miami to just 14 points back in Week 9. How can they have a similar effort here in this one defensively?
I should ask you. You got all the facts and the stats, right? Look, the Miami offense being number 2 in the league, and they were number 1 for almost all season until the very end, that's not a surprise. That's how they're built. I think the Chiefs' defense being number 2 in scoring in the league is a surprise, and it came right from the jump, right from Week 1, right? What Spags has done, Steve Spagnuolo, what he's done with this young core, I know more than half the defense first or second year guys. We saw it build last year and carry through to the championship. But this year they've had growth in so many places. And now you don't know what McDuffie and Snead, what magic they're going to create off the edge. The safety play has been good. Even you go through an injury, Jamari Connor's come in and done a really good job. And the guys up front, it's not just Chris Jones. Karlaftis getting the sacks and the pressure. Mike Dana, people don't talk about Mike Dana enough. And he has such an impact almost every quarter of Chiefs football. So I love the completeness of this team. Give Brad Veach credit. You go add Drew Tranquill, and when you go through month or so without Bolton, Drew Tranquill plays great, and now you got all these options inside. I love the way this defense has grown. They've got answers for what almost everybody does, and it's a great matchup against the Dolphins offense.
Yeah, they've been remarkable all year long. And speaking of remarkable, my last question for you, I want to ask you about Patrick Mahomes, who is incredibly making his 15th career playoff start here in just his 7th season and 6th season as a starter. What are your expectations for Patrick on Saturday?
He'd go win a playoff game at home. He's done it more than most quarterbacks we've ever seen in the history of the league, and that says all you need to know about him. The cast has changed, and maybe the dynamic nature of the cast doesn't lead you to the wow moments that we saw from the Chiefs in the prior couple of years. However, there's nobody you would want to have the ball in their hands at quarterback more than Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game at Arrowhead. And Travis, with another week of getting to rest, maybe he'll come back with a little bit of juice. What those receivers have built with Rashee Rice, especially as the year has gone on. And I think on a night where it's supposed to be freezing cold, there's nobody who's going to want to tackle Isaiah Pacheco, right? So Patrick's got all the things around him, and he's just so brilliant at orchestrating all of those pieces to success. Kansas City has everything in place to make another run. And if we're sitting here in 5 weeks and then you're talking about another parade, I don't think anybody in football would be surprised, because you have the defense, the stars, and most importantly, the quarterback who've been there, done it, and can easily do it again.
Well, Patrick is seeking his 12th career playoff win here on Saturday. That would tie Tom Brady for the most for any quarterback through 7 seasons. Tom Brady, future Pro Football Hall of Famer.
TV guy.
I think Patrick's on that same track as well. See if he can get a 12th playoff win against the Dolphins on Saturday. Mike, awesome stuff. Really appreciate your time.
Great being with you.